All right, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me, please? If you can hear me, you're welcome to session today. I will be inviting some of I need only like 5 persons. So thanks for those who came here on time. As soon as I drop the link, we have 27 persons alive. So if you are joining me live, please make sure that your background is quiet and there's no distraction of any kind. And also make sure that you can communicate. If you hear my voice, if I'm asking questions, if I'm saying, can you hear me? Just tell me, yes, you can hear me. If you don't understand, you have me go through the questions in the comment section. So yeah, I've dropped the link. I'm going to highlight it there so that you can see. Yep. Okay, I can see. If you are live with me, can you please unmute and say hi?
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Hi,
Hi,
good
good
Okay.
afternoon.
afternoon. Good
Hi,
afternoon,
Mr.
Sir David
David.
Effiong.
Right. So thanks
Hi,
for
good
showing up.
afternoon, Mr. David.
Hello. We have less people today. What happened? Others are still in church, huh?
Most
Praying in the
likely.
Lord.
May, may,
Hallelujah.
maybe
Yeah,
today is first Sunday of the month, so we need to
exactly.
carry anointing oil.
And some people will collect better deliverance.
It's part of the package.
Something like that.
It's part of the new month package.
Honestly.
All right. So I'm still waiting for, maybe I'm going to wait for like 5 more minutes or less. Savior says you are still in church. How you take enter this class? Now like this, now like this prayer they pass on top your head because your ear day class, your eye they look pastor. Normally I start my class exactly when it's time, but I understand that a lot of you are still getting used to the system and us. But The more we proceed in class, the more you know how very time conscious we are. So when we say that class is by 12, it's by 12. When we say it's 2, it's exactly going to start by 2. And should anything happen that we cannot make it to class on time, we'll definitely let you know. Um, a few minutes before we start the class. Matthias, Abi, Martha Charles, you say you are still in church. You are having a meeting with the bishop. Please tell the bishop to let you go, that Microsoft Excel is very important for the kingdom. Hello, Saloko, welcome. Hello, Gabriel. Hello, Helen. Marvelous, I see you. Savior, Chuku Jeku, Cornelius, Oma, Chisom, Ozioma. I see all of you. Comfort, Benson, and the first group of persons that came, Joseph, Babatunde, Queen Okoro, Gloria, and Annabelle, Precious Seed, Queen Okoro, Alexandra, Chidima. Chidima was here yesterday, and all of a sudden she disappeared. Chidima, what happened? Adrian, Ijoma, Gloria, Miracle. Um, yeah, good to see you. Let me connect with my laptop so that I can share my screen and start. I think it's time. 10 minutes is expired now. You can, I hope the WhatsApp group is open now. You can tell your friends to please join the class. You can share the link to this class in your WhatsApp status, share the flyers on your social media. Share. We didn't charge you anything to be here. We feel absolutely that you should be generous to allow other people join join you. Okay. And as a matter of fact, today is today is the last day you will be sending recording. So anyone that is not here, please try to be here next time. Try to be here next time live, because you, except you are in the premium group, you are not going to be depending on recordings. Okay. All right. So let me share my screen and let's get right into the business of today. And can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. Awesome.
Yes, clearly.
Loud and
Okay.
clear, sir.
Awesome. Chidima, you are here. Welcome. Good to see you again. Chidima, can you unmute if you are here with your Brazilian hair and your beautiful
Hi,
face?
Mr. David. Good afternoon.
How how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. Are you in Nigeria or somewhere else?
I'm in Nigeria.
Where in Nigeria are you?
I'm in Lagos, Nigeria.
Okay. I hope your mental health is not in trouble.
The Lord is my strength.
Amen. And I'm sure you went for your deliverance service today. The Lord necessarily needs to be your strength.
I went to church, thank you.
Lagos reminds me of New York, guys. Everybody was mad and it's crazy. I'm trying to share my screen. So, tell me, guys, how was the class yesterday, and where did you stop? Those in the comment section, I can see the comment section. Tell me, how was the class, and where did you guys stop yesterday? Hello, can you hear me? Please check your notes. How was the class, and where did you guys stop yesterday? All right, you can't hear me or what? Um, those who are live,
We can
I
hear you,
need some.
sir. We can hear you, sir.
Yes, we can hear you,
I need
sir.
some response.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Okay. It was quite insightful for me.
Okay. If you're joining us today for the first time, you are going to complain about the fact that you can't see, the screen is blurry and things like that. I want to encourage you. So please increase the resolution of your YouTube. Chinasa, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. Good morning.
You followed us up here. Welcome.
Thank you.
You can mute. Think you have a busy background, right? So, all right, you guys stop at transpose, split function. Okay, today I'm going to do something different from what you have in your what you have in your chat. All right, I can see a lot of interesting comments. Mr. Joseph, are you here?
Yes, I'm with you, sir.
Okay, awesome. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Let me share my screen. So many people are asking how they can join the premium group. I'm going to talk about that. My focus is you understanding Microsoft Excel. And yeah, premium group would basically need just a very few persons. And that would help us to maybe have extra classes or something like that. Let me know if you can see my screen. Hello, guys. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, sir. Can see your
Yes,
screen.
you are on, sir. We can see your screen.
Yes, we can see you, sir.
Okay. So I'm not going to be talking about transpose. I'll allow Chidima to continue with that and all of this because she talks about a basic, these are all basic Excel stuff. But I want to talk about something that is going to help you to use Microsoft Excel more like a professional. It's going to be totally different, and I'm going to be dropping a classwork on an assignment today. So please pay attention to everything I'm going to be saying. We all know that A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, those are all columns. True or false? Hmm?
True, sir.
True, sir.
True.
You're correct.
A, B, C, D, E, F, all of them are columns, right? And one, two, three, four. These ones are what?
Rose.
Rose.
Those ones are
Okay.
they are rows. Okay. Now, in as you move over, for in fact, those of you who may be further interested in honing your skills, maybe you want to become a data scientist or a data analyst, pay attention to why this is important. Because when you have a particular data set, let's say now we have a let's say name of university, okay, and then we have tuition fee for those universities. Let's do this quickly. So I need you guys give me the name of your university and the tuition fee. Quickly, quickly, quickly.
University of Ibadan.
Unizik.
University uni is that uni?
Oh,
How do you put it? Uni Ibadan?
UI.
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 Okay.
UI,
Yes,
sir.
UI.
UI.
UI. Okay. UI. And what other university is there?
UNN.
Unizik.
UN. Please, I know we have some of our friends from Uganda here. Please, can you help me check the comment section? I want to see, um, I want to see names of universities that are not in Nigeria. Universities that are not in Nigeria. Anyone? You've seen any?
McGill University, Canada.
McGill. Okay, McGill University, Canada. Did someone type that, or you are in McGill? Aga Khan University. I see that. Um, so I'm trying to be inclusive in the class. Aga Khan, please. Aga Aga Khan, McGill, McGill. I think that's McGill, right? University of Southampton, Uni Southampton. Okay, Southampton. How do you spell Hampton? Let me check. University of Malawi. Okay. University of Northampton, actually, not South. University of Northampton. Uni Northampton. Okay, let's work with this one. All right, let's work with this. So I'm gonna cut this and put it where I can. Are we seeing class?
Yes, we are.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are.
All right. So what about the tuition fees for UI? Please put it in dollars because not all the universities here are in Nigeria. So UI, put your school fees in dollars. How much would that be? Come on, check the comment section, guys. Let's be fast about this, please. Put all the school fees here in dollars. UI, UNN, Aga Khan, McGill, Northampton. Okay. You see am now? To change school fee put for dollar na problem. But if not to complain of dollar price, that one no go hard. You see life?
$600 for uni, not tapping.
600
Six
for
hundred
what?
dollars No, for uni,
Okay.
not uni, not my UI.
600. Oh, okay. Are you you for real?
Yes,
Six hundred
yes,
dollars
yes.
for
For
what?
the
A
comment
semester
section, sir.
or a year?
I- Probably is
So
a year
if
from
not,
the comment section.
okay. So UI would be 45. This would be 50. This would be, let's say, 55. This would be 150. Okay. Someone is kind of, the noise is not helping. Who is that person, please? To avoid these distractions, I'm going to have to call each of you. Prevail, can you unmute, please? Prevail,
Okay, sir.
unmute. Yeah. Precious,
Um,
unmute.
Yes, I'm unmuted, sir.
Mr. Joseph, unmute.
I'm with you, sir.
Chidima, unmute.
Hi, I'm here.
So, what's the cause of the noise? So, if you have any device that is close to your headphone or your laptop, maybe like a fan or anything at all, you could just like push it away. If you have people distracting you, you could tell them to, relax. If you have your wife with you, you could tell them, well, how many wives do you have? Tell her, tell her to please excuse you that you are in class. If you have a husband, tell him he should come, after class and do whatever he wants to do. If you have a child, of course, you shouldn't even be unmuted. Okay, I see so many names of universities and their dollar equivalent. Yeah, it mustn't be all correct. We can guess, of course. So let me go back. There's a reason why I want to share this with you because, just like I said, you need a basic understanding of what this means. First and foremost, this data, this thing that we are putting together, university tuition fees. Then we have the names of university, and then we have the names of the values. Are we together, guys?
Yes, sir. We are with you,
yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, we are with you.
We are.
So you are going to be here in the course of my lecture. You are going to be hearing words like data sets. You are going to be hearing words like variables. You are going to be hearing words like characters. If I were you, I'll write this down because they are not in your notes. You'll be hearing words like array. You'll be hearing words like string. You'll hear words like boolean. You hear words like bytes. You'd hear words like let me think. Dates, of course, dates, and time. Let me keep typing. You hear words like let me see. You'd hear currency. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You hear words like values. Okay. So please write this down somewhere. Write it down somewhere. Try to find out what this thing means in the context of Microsoft Excel. The more I think about the rest of the words, the more I will be writing them down. So generally speaking, this is a table. Okay, yeah, you hear words like table. Exactly. So this is a table that contains certain variables or values, and they contain the column name called the. By the way, who can tell me what's the name of the cell where university type is written? Where university is written? Who can tell me the name of the cell where university is written?
That is
That's
F2.
F2.
Size F2.
F2.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The left to
So you can. So when we say F2, what do we mean? F2. What do we mean?
We mean
The
the cell
intersection
where
between
it means
between
column
the row and
and
the
columns.
row and the column.
Okay. Intersection between role and color. It be like when I love plenty
Row
English.
F.
Oh.
No,
I love you people. Huh? Column F and row two. That's what it
Okay.
means, right?
yes, sir.
So in tech, generally speaking, the less English you know, the better. Now, yeah.
Yes,
what
sir.
I mean, what I mean
We
by
don't hear,
that
sir.
is, what I mean by that is everything you think you know about the English language, please don't apply it to your knowledge of technology, because everything we are doing here is in what in ones and what zeros. For those of
Very.
you that started your For those of you that started your life in the humanities, you probably have heard that in the pre-Socratic period, there were a lot of people who were trying to understand what reality is all about. Some would say reality is made up of fire, some would say reality is made up of the earth, some would say reality is made up of numbers. And one of those who believe reality is made up of numbers was Pythagoras, and then he came up with the Pythagoras theorem. Have you heard of the man Pythagoras before? So he was
Yes,
one
sir.
of those guys. And for those of you who are in physics, you also must have heard of the law of flotation. You've heard of the Archimedes principle. Archimedes was the first guy that predicted that a
Very.
time will come that iron is going to float on water. Not so many people understood and believed him,
Yes.
because human beings were used to building boats or ship or canoe with wood. And then he came and said, I think it's possible for iron to float. So there was the Iruka moment. He went to take a bath in a tub. You all know all these stories. And then he came up with the Archimedes principle, the law of flotation, which has been helping the Marines and everyone that's building boats. And then we started having all of the Augustine, Thomas Aquinas. We started having Kepler, Copernicus, Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein. Now, all of these people, I can tell you, they were not interested, including Ludwig Wittgenstein. In They were not all interested in the beauty. Okay. They were not all interested in the beauty of how well they can speak, in a sense. They were interested in how can we improve human life, and what can humanity uh, look towards, and this brings me to what I'm talking about now: data set, variables, characters, array, strings. All you need to do, guys, some students have asked me in the past, how is it that you are able to know all of these formulas, all of these functions, without looking at a textbook, without doing this and that? I have been using Microsoft Excel for over a decade. I've been in the development space for over a decade. I have been in the tech space for more than 5 years. So, and I can tell you, never. Are you guys still in class?
Yes, much in class.
All right.
yes, sir.
I can tell you, I can tell you guys, never in my life have I carried any book and written any function or formula in Excel, in Python, in SQL Server, in DAX expression, that is in Power BI, or in Tableau, or in any of the other tools I use. Never have I written those functions or formula down to memorize them, right? This is not mathematics that you have to memorize the quadratic equation. This is not physics. You have to memorize E equals to MC square. This is not chemistry where you have to memorize the titration and the one we never titrate. All right, this is not agricultural science or whatever it is you've learned in your school. This is not even statistics where you have to memorize correlative analysis or regression analysis or matrix. This is Microsoft Excel. And from this knowledge, if you are very good with using this software, you can use the same trick, the same understanding, the same appreciation of it to use any other software or any other coding platform at all. This very Excel you guys are looking at, how many of you know that you can code in Microsoft Excel? How many of you know that? Let me check the comment section. How many of you know this is going to be in my advanced Excel class, where I'm going to be teaching you guys how to code in Microsoft Excel? But let me find out. How many of you know you can actually write codes in Microsoft Excel? Just type I know I can code, and tell me what that thing is. Tell me the name of the software or the platform or whatever. All right, so many, yeah, you didn't know, not aware. Okay. Marvelous, you say yes, you know. So tell me, Marvelous, what's the name of the software or what's the name of the platform? Okay, one person knows. I see one person mention it. No, SQL Server is not a part of it's not a part of it. Okay, I guess some people know, some people do not know. For those who know, good for you. For those who do not know, no problem. We're going to be looking at it hopefully in future when we go into advanced Excel. So why did I say all of these things? I said all of these things because if you want to pay attention, if you are here because you want to start memorizing, the formulas and functions, you are going to feel beautifully, you are going to feel wonderfully, and you are going to feel without mistake. But I'm going to encourage you, when any function or formula, Tracy, DAX is not for Excel, all right? DAX is for Power BI and, of course, Power Query Editor. So if you are here and you want to be an expert using Microsoft Excel, I beg you, study to understand what the concepts, the formulas stand for. Study to understand them. Guys, are you hearing me, please? Understand why the formula is used. Understand why are we using this formula and not the other one. Understand why, and understand at what point should I use a particular formula. Why is that so? It's because there's artificial intelligence today, guys. There's another class that I'm going to be taking, but it's not for you guys. That class is titled Artificial Intelligence in Microsoft Excel. In case you are not aware, if you have a data set from your office, from your boss, and you don't bloody know what to do, all you need to do now is to simply ask the AI, describe what you want to do, and the AI is going to give you a formula or a function for it. So what happens if you spend years memorizing the function? There's AI now, right? So you have wasted your brain cells just to memorize functions. It's not like those days we used to have. I used to have this guy back in the day, very brilliant guy. He used to hawk kerosene back then in secondary school. And this guy was so good with mathematics. He could memorize the entire timetable. 2 times 1, 2, 2 times 2, 3, and so on and so forth. But now I want to ask all of you now. Your teacher that was flogging you to memorize the times table, all right? How many of you are using it today in your personal life? How many of you are using it today in your personal life? All the things you memorized, the E equals to MC squared, the math chemistry things, you were writing to pass exams, but you were not writing. I can talk about most of the mathematical formulas I know today. I can talk about the physics formulas I know. I can talk about the chemistry formulas I know, not because I love memorizing them, but because I understood the concepts. I had a very brilliant physics and chemistry and mathematics teacher. And when they were teaching, same way I'm teaching you guys now, they always taught us using stories. They always taught us using examples from their personal life and friends. So each time I want to talk about Archimedes' principle or Archimedes, the law of flotation, or Isaac Newton's laws of motion, I am going to be talking to you about them because I have seen it happen in real life. In calculus, all the gn raised to power 3. How many of us see the user? F2 bracket open 2w raised to power. How many of you see the user? When you go see your girlfriend for house, or when you go see your boyfriend to collect transport, which of those formulas you they quote? Right? When you are going to build a new business, how many of those formulas do you quote? Right? But your business can grow if you understood the concepts, the basic principles behind those functions or formula. If you talk about E equals to mc squared, that is the very foundation of the atomic bomb, right? And we could see it play out in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right? When you talk about the laws of motion, the speed that is used by airplanes, the speed that is used by cars and vehicles and all kinds of moving things, we can see that play out in the law of motion, right? When we see the projectile motion, when you throw a stone and it aims at someone in a few distance, from you, 5 miles, maybe 3 miles or a mile, if you are able to even throw a javelin, right? For you, it's a straightforward thing. You just throw and it hit the person. But for someone who is mathematically inclined and understand the concept behind it, that thing was not moving in a straight line. That was a projectile motion. And so those who understood these concepts build the whole thing into building airplanes, into building rockets. Guys, are you following me? So when you are learning Microsoft Excel, don't just say, sir, you insist, sir, what is this formula? You want to memorize it. You want to, when once you are done, because we're concentrating on memorizing it, what happens? You forget. One heartbreak like this will make you cry. Remember those days now. If you did study exam, at that time your girlfriend will break your heart. But, but because you were studying to pass, that heartbreak now don't scatter your life. But if you were not studying to pass, if you were studying to understand the concept, heartbreak or not, you enter the exam, you understand the question, and you are writing something. So please, I had to push out, it's not a warning, but this is a little bit of an advice for someone that have been in the space for years. Understand why this formula. When once you get that understanding, it is easier for you to manipulate it, to even use other formulas that nobody knew they could use to apply them. When you hear so many products being built today by software engineers, analyzed, and all of those things, guys, when you see all those products being built today, things that were never in existence, it is because there were people who were good in the act of manipulation of numbers, manipulation of code, the ones and zeros. The phone you are using today, the computer you are using today, they are all manipulative elements. They are things that ones and zeros, all you need to do is to understand how do I put everything that is between 1 and 0 together to make the computer understand that, yes, I want to build a product. You go on TikTok, for instance. You complain every time I go to TikTok. I'm watching people are twerking. Is it that this TikTok, everybody is twerking on TikTok? But you forgot. Guys, are you still hearing me?
Yes, sir. We are much here, sir.
Yes, we are with you.
Right. But you forgot that the very first time you logged into TikTok, you had watched over 5 or 10 twerk videos. You go see your pastor, you say, this pastor don't enter TikTok. You will not even watch up to 5 seconds. You don't scroll up. Then you see one twerk video. There's this one that is trending now, one sweet dance that I've been watching myself on Facebook. Una sabi the melody now. So if I watch that one 5 seconds and then I see one pastor Femi preaching, and I say, this man, he's been making sense. But then I will not watch Pastor Femi or one of these. I won't watch him up to 3 seconds. I will scroll up again. To enjoy. It's like if it be like joy, you don't run this thing. So I will now go and see to a video and I'll spend 30 seconds watching it. Abi, I'll see another motivational video, one correct thing talking about how to repent, how to change my life. And I say, I'm not interested. I watch 1 second. What am I doing?
For you guys, you are basically having fun. But for the algorithm that have been trained to understand the ones and zeros and human interaction, what are they doing? They are actually getting your data. They are getting your data, right? You watch 30 seconds, they'll push another one for you. There's this thing called recommender systems. They keep recommending, right? They recommend up to 10 videos. And out of those 10 videos, you have spent 70% of your time watching 12 videos. So what is TikTok going to do? TikTok is going to say, oh yeah, oh, we don't catch you. From now on, 12 videos are your life. They will now, so you start complaining. You go to Facebook every time you are saying people are talking about this. You don't like to hear all these people. But again, you don't like to hear them, but you spend time watching the videos. You drop comments. You are dropping your digital footprints. That's the product I'm talking about. Okay? So anything that you are doing using the internet, using products, using data, it is recorded. There is a footprint somewhere, guys. And I think next week, maybe upper week, when I go deeply into the intermediate and advanced Excel part, I'm going to be showing you much in details how some of these things work. Okay, so I hope that by these things I have been saying right now, nobody in my class is going to be asking me, sir, what is this formula? And then you start memorizing it. You don't need to memorize. You need to understand so that you will be able to manipulate. Do you understand me? Am I making sense, please?
Yes, sir. You are.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Very well, sir. Can hear you, sir. We understand.
All right, good. So let's go back here. I hope you have all written down some of the things. I need you to go make a research on all of them so that as I am talking, I'll be using some of these words. All right. I need you to guys to start getting used to what is the technology driven word that you have to use. Don't just say, sir, scroll up. No. Don't tell me, sir, scroll up. Right. Tell me, sir, please, can you go to cell F2? Can you go to, there is this variable in cell X. Don't tell me scroll up. When I go up, you say, sir, go left, as if they give me direction to your house. Nigerians know what I mean. When you see that dustbin, another one, or you go past, you go straight, go up, you will see one tree. That tree. Not get used to using these proper languages. Now let's look at this. Let's look at this data. I want you to tell me, do you think this data is clean? Do you think it looks good? If no, tell me, what should I do to make it look good? And before you answer that question, let me write down something quickly. I'm going to write 500. I'm going to write 502. I'm going to write 800. I'm going to write theater. Okay, I'm going to write threat. I'm going to write 61602. Now, can someone tell me, what have you noticed in this arrangement of words and alphabets? What have you noticed here?
Okay, I observe that all the ones that have complete numbers are in the right-hand side of the cell, while the one that is mixed up with letters or that has letters appear to be at the left hand of the cell.
All right, beautiful. Please write this down somewhere, my people. Alphabets in Microsoft Excel, alphabets appear all the time to the right, and numbers appear all the time to the left. Now, for whatever reason, now this is what I tell my students, my data analysis students. Anytime you have a massive data that is being thrown to you, and you see a number that is appearing to the left, you see a number that is appearing to the right, what does it mean? What does it tell you? Anyone? What does it tell you?
Sir, please come and give your question.
My question is,
yes, sir.
anytime you see a number appearing to the right, what does it tell you?
It tells me that there is a problem with the number. Either there is a mix up, the number is being mixed up
Sorry,
with
then
an alphabet or
alphabets to the left, not so. Let me correct this. Sorry,
Okay.
alphabets to
Aha.
the left,
Thank you.
numbers to
Numbers
the
to the
right.
right. Thank you. Something.
Yeah. So anytime you see an alphabet appearing to the right, it tells you that that alphabet is considered to be a number by Microsoft Excel, and vice versa. If you see a number, like you see 502 is supposed to be what? 502. But instead, what do I have here? 502. I have 502, not 502. These are two different things, right? And this is supposed to be 602, not 60, as in six alphabet O 2. So anytime you see this is how it's supposed to be 500 and 800. Okay. So alphabets will always appear to the left and numbers will always appear to the right. Have you written that down? Good.
yes, sir.
Let's go back to our data set. Now, can someone tell me what have you noticed in your data set here? We need to make it clean quickly. We want to create a chart and beautify the chart and manipulate the charts and do some other things with charts. And if we can achieve that today, then we are good to go. Guys, are we see here? I need comments. Check the comment section, please, and help me read what's there.
Okay, sir. I think for me, I would say we'll start by making the headings, the variables to be visible enough. Like the university is
Mhm.
not complete. You don't know if it's University of Nigeria or University of whatsoever. Then also the uni not is not complete also. And also I think
Mhm.
we can also make a distinct between the variable and then the data itself. So that means the university and tuition fee should be having a specific character to differentiate it from the actual data available.
Awesome. What's your name, please?
Privé, Tony, sir.
What?
Privé, Tony.
Prevail.
Tony, yes, sir.
Okay, prevail. That is very brilliant. Chidimba, you see here? Yes, I
Yes,
see
I'm here.
Chisom. Okay. Prevail, are you single? I see some
Yes,
interesting
sir.
comments.
Yes, I'm single,
Chidimma,
sir.
what about you? The fees on our currencies. Okay,
I
good.
observed that the cells need to be a little wider to accommodate the spellings well, and then
Okay.
the universities, they need to be rearranged in alphabetical order. Like the Aga Khan should be
Okay.
first, and yeah, like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome. Can you do that?
I can.
All right. So we are going to let's see what some of the things that we can do with this. Right. So first thing first, if I click outside and Control A, it highlights every single thing on my workbook. Do you notice that? But if I come
Yes, sir.
here, click on any of the data sets and do Control A, it only highlights the data set. Are we together?
Yes,
Do you
sir.
see the difference?
Yes.
So repeat what
Yes,
you
sir.
just said, please.
All right. If you take your cursor out here in an empty space and Control A, Control on your keyboard, all right? Control on your keyboard plus A. It means highlight all, right? If you do that, put it here, Control A. Do you see it highlights every single thing on your sheet from beginning to the end? If you scroll down, scroll all this way, that is it. Do you understand? But if you take your cursor and put it where you have a certain data set, Microsoft Excel is a very wise person, right? It's a very wise, handsome person like me. And Isabi, so anytime it sees that you do Control A, it says, okay, so you want me to highlight only this data set. But if you click outside Control A, it's going to highlight everything. Chidinma and the rest of you, do you understand now?
Yes, we are
Yes,
following,
sir.
Mm-hmm. So no go click outside, highlight all, can't go delete waiting, you're not supposed to delete. It's not going to help you, right? You have to pay attention to some of these small things. Now, I want to make sure that every single thing here shows. You see that in column F, I have my university is not completely showing, isn't it? The same thing with University of Northampton, right? So some of the things that we can do is either to come over here and drag, right? We can drag and adjust it in such a way that we can see everything. Guys, are you following? Now we can see the university and we can see column F5, F7, Northampton. Good. So what is the second way? What is the second way we can do this? What is the second way? That's the first way. What is the second way? The first is to drag. What is the second?
Is to double tap on that
Double click. Yeah.
cross sign that appears
All
at the
right.
top.
Exactly. The second is to double
Yes.
tap. So when you take your cursor there, you double tap and you see it come up that way. So what's the third method? What's the third method? What's the third method? Anybody? Prevail turn it's single and searching. Please, please, please. Let me give him a very intelligent
Change the
person.
column width. Change the column width.
How do I
The
do that?
column width.
Go to where?
Right click on the F column.
Right click.
See column width.
Click on column width.
Then give the specific number, a bigger number you want.
A bigger number, okay. Like what? Like what? Suggest.
15.
15.
15.
Okay. And you click OK. All right. That's nice. Okay. That is the fourth method. I hope you people are writing some of these things down. For those of you that are new to Excel, the first method was what? Drag and drop. Second method was what? Double click.
Tap.
Right? Third method was what? Right click and what? Change column width. What is the fourth method? You people have not heard of wrap text before. Let me click on it. So you come here, check on two, click on wrap text. Okay, you can see that one is there. It's the same thing here. Click on wrap text, right? So wrap text, remember when you wrap your fufu or you wrap your burger or you wrap anything, you wrap these days. Then a wrap well. I mean, this whatever you are wrapping. If you remember how to wrap, you know that sometimes if you are wrapping a thing, you need to bend it, right? You need to make it fit. So that is simply what wrap text does. So I'm going to undo so that we can write this thing, the other one. So this one here is what? Wrap text. Now the one I use the most is called I'm going to is Control plus Shift plus H plus O plus I. I'm going to do that now so that you see. So what I do is I highlight everything and then I press, sorry, let me correct that. Alternate, not Control.
alternate shift plus HOI. So I'm going to do that now. Control A, alternate shift HOI. Can you see that?
Sir, please come again with the command this thing. Alternate
It's right here.
shift.
Alternate plus shift, and then you press HOI together. I have been using this over and over again. I didn't need to memorize it. So anytime you have any data set that is either you need to do a lot of dragging. What if you have up to 20 rows, 20 columns and 1,000 rows? Are you going to be coming here to be dragging? You come here, you drag, you come here, you drag. No, just highlight everything and press alternate plus shift key plus HOI, and it's going to automatically set everything up for you. Is there any other person that has been working with Excel and wants to tell us how they have been doing theirs? Anyone? Anyone? Okay, nobody. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on. So then that's the one thing I used to do very well. So that's the first step of cleaning our data, right? Step one is to use alternate shift. This is step one. Let me write it down. Step one, right? So step one, you use any of these. Then step two. Step two is we're going to do what? What are we going to do? Bold and color your headers. Please write some of these things down. If you have an Excel sheet, bold and color your header. So we are going to come here. We are going to highlight our headers, which is university and tuition fees. We are going to bold it. We are going to do what? Color it. I use yellow and then I use red here. So you can change whatever color you like. That's step three. Okay. Now step four. Step four. Step four is insert currency where there are numbers.
So I think that should be step three.
Where there are amounts. Okay, yeah, step three. Thank you. And someone is following. Okay, where there are numbers or amounts. So what are we going to do? We're going to, remember I said it should be in dollars. So all you need to do now is to highlight, come over here, highlight all the variables that contains the numbers and simply click on the dollar sign here. Now I want you to pay attention to this. If you go to your home menu, you see that my Excel automatically puts this under accounting format, under accounting, right? But if I click on currency, who can tell me the difference between accounting and currency? Look at the column G again. Let me do, this is on currency. I'm going to change it to accounting. Who can tell me the difference?
Okay,
The position of the dollar
like
sign.
the pattern of writing.
What happens to the position of the dollar sign?
When it's
Space is
currency,
too
the
wide.
position of the dollar sign is
Has to be close to the numbers.
Okay, so when you are writing money that somebody is owing you, which of these ones do you use? The accounting format or the currency format?
the currency format.
Currency.
Currency.
Exactly. Because remember, Chidima, the last time you collected money from that person, na currency you use. True or false?
True.
But I want to tell you, please never you use currency when you are working on an official document. Use accounting. Do you understand me?
Okay, sir.
Use accounting, I beg you.
Okay, sir. So, but if I may ask, but
If
why?
Why? Because accounting gives an order to your variables. And it is easier for you to
look at the data and know which of them is clean and which of them needs working. When you put a currency symbol in when you are trying to analyze your data, you might miss a data that is not clean. You might miss it because the dollar symbol is too close to the variables, and you may not know when there is a mistake. And it's easier for people to actually see the conclusion of it. For instance, if I come over here, and I want to do auto sum, for instance, and hit enter, you see I have 900 as my sum, isn't it? But if I change all of these to currency, my God, there's a feeling it gives you, a very unserious feeling. I rarely use this for my analysis. I rarely use this for my analysis. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
So
Please, I
Yes,
encourage
sir.
you, use accounting at all times, except you want to just do a short addition, subtraction, or whatever to your friend or for your friend or someone. But in formal settings, please use accounting. All right. Please give me a second, please. All right. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
All right. I see. Please check. Are there any questions in the comment section, please, so that I carry everybody along? Any question in the comment section?
Yes, they're asking of how you got the dollar, the currency, the dollar sign. I think one person asking so.
All right, please, that person, look up, look up. Let me try this again. All right. I'm going to come over here and clear format, right? So I'm going to remove this. Is that person attentive? Is that person there? All you need to do is highlight the values and go to your home menu. Make sure you are on your home tab. Click on the currency symbol. Click on it and you simply have it there. Now, if you can't see all these options, you can actually open all of this up to see euros, pound, the Chinese yuan, the French CFA. You could open up and you can even also see naira. You scroll down and look for naira. So we have Edo, we have Fula, we have Hausa, we have Ibibio, Igbo, Kanuri, Yoruba. I don't know. It'd be like Kanuri people get their own naira. I wonder why they don't just put Nigeria and put naira. Why on our own matter they different like this? Anyway, I think there's still the same thing in China. I don't know why. Maybe they're trying to be very, very careful. So I'm going to choose one of these and then click on OK. And yeah, you have Naira there. I hope we're all okay now. Yeah. Is that person clear now? Let's move on. So we want to insert a chart quickly. Change this back to dollar. We want to insert a chart. You simply highlight all of these, go to your insert menu, and then click on any of these charts. I want to click on, I don't know what version of Excel you are using,
but you can actually click on more charts to see all of the other charts that are available there. So you can see we have the column charts, we have the line charts, right? This is it, right? This is the line chart. This is an example of them, right? You have the pie charts, right? This is the pie chart. And you have the bar chart. This is it. They are all showing you how it looks like when you want to like, visualize them. We have the XY scatter chart. This is it. We have the map. That one is not going to show anything. We have surface, radar. So we are going to see all of these previews as you highlight each of these, right? Sandbox, this is it. Guys, are we following this, please? Histogram, this is it, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
Bob's
Yes,
and
we are.
Whisker, this is it. Waterfall, this is it. Now, the more you proceed in your journey as someone using Microsoft Excel, you would know at what point in my life should I need this particular chart as against the other one. So I'm going to choose any of these, right? And then I'm going to click on OK. Right, so we have these charts here. Let me minimize this, and I'm going to click and drag it down. Going to click and drag it over here. Okay. All right. First thing first. Let's analyze. Before I proceed, I want to manipulate this data set. Change it. Change the legend. Put so many things here and introduce you guys to it. But I don't know. Maybe I'll be wasting my time if I do that. Is any of you interested in learning something like this? Let me be sure. Let me be sure before I proceed. Anyone interested in learning how to manipulate charts in Microsoft Excel? Or it's too basic for you guys? I need responses, please. In the chat comment.
Manipulation, is it a basic thing that we should know?
Yeah,
Because
it's
if
a
it's a
very
basic
basic
thing,
thing.
I don't know it. So, yes, you can teach it.
It's a very basic thing. Basic. This is like basic Excel. All right. I think there are a lot of yes. So thank you. I'm going to share and let's proceed. Now, why I love talking about these charts is because there's a difference between when you know Excel and you know how to appeal to your stakeholders and you know how to appeal to their um to their emotions when you are making a presentation. There's a difference between that and when you are just so blunt. For instance, this particular chart is looking as empty as it's looking so empty. That's it. I don't know how best to describe it. But you could change the color here, right? You could change more of the colors. Can you see that? To change any of these colors. It could be the brand color for that particular business or university. Since we are looking at a list of universities, right? You could change any of these colors to represent university color. And then you could also look at, changing the chart types here. Okay. You look at the chart types. Now, if you click outside, you see that my menu starts from file and ends with help. Did you see that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Responses good.
Yes,
But the
sir.
moment I click on charts, you see two new menus appear. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
That is
Yes,
to
sir.
tell you that you can actually use those two menus strictly to work with the charts. So you can, under chart design, you see, you can have this. Yeah, I love this one. And I also love this one. So I'm going to choose this one, right? And then, do you know what are grid lines? Do you know what are grid lines?
Yes, sir.
What are grid lines?
Those lines that looks like the kind of a 2B SS book. The the line that crosses that like they're like sheets. Okay, yes. The carpet.
Okay. Now your English is too simplistic.
I understand what you mean, but for someone who may not know what 2B exercise book is, I need you to use a language that is appropriate to describe what grid lines are. What grid lines are. Is there anybody? I think I need to
Okay,
start
let me
giving gifts
try
to
this
those that
here.
will answer, my
Okay,
question correctly. Yes, grid
so,
lines. I'm also
okay,
looking
grid
at the
lines
comment
are,
section.
okay, can I try,
Go
sir?
ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Yes.
Okay, there are lines that intercept each other to form a boss-like sheet or so.
Also no enter. Waiting also they do for that your description. You got intersection, but there's something you are missing. There is a description of grid lines that captures exactly what grid lines stand for that is missing in your description of grid lines. Anybody else? But thank you. That was a good attempt. Anyone else, please? Let me check the comment section and see which of my students. Mark, thank you so much. Yeah, there are people here who have gotten it. Queen, let me see who first typed it. Grid line is an extension, is an extension line for making references. This person, I'm curious, what course did you study in the university, or what are you doing now? Because this is like humanities kind of course, references thing, extension. Vertical queen, thank you so much. Oh my goodness, you are now the queen of my life. Are you a lady or a female, or you identify as a female? Queen, what are you? Thank you, Queen. And let me see, reservoir solutions. I don't know what that is. You provide solutions to reservoir. What's your name? What's your real name? X and Y axis more like on a graph. Thank you. These are some of the very, 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 very clear description of grid lines that I wanted to hear. They are vertical and horizontal lines. Now, this is a perfect description of a grid line. Vertical and horizontal lines that help with interpreting data. God bless you, Cynthia. May you live long, but not too long. Okay, Queen said she's a lady. Good. Guys, are we following this class, please? I needed for us to understand why grid lines and what they
Yeah,
mean.
yeah, we are following. It's becoming more fun and interesting stuff. Thank you.
All right, so now, please, all those lines, I know say some of them are just all those your physics textbook, y-axis and x-axis. As you finish y, you carry and go clean bomb bomb, or you throw them away, right? You burnt them, you hated the whole thing. Now you are back to it. Now you are back to it, and I'm trying to remind you what grid lines are and why they are important. I love what Cynthia says. All the vertical lines, all these lines here, they are there to help us interpret the data. For instance, have you seen UI? You can see that that particular box, that particular column, even though when we take our cursor there, it tells us it is $45. But when you are making a presentation to stakeholders, they are not going to know whether it is 45 or 100 or whatever. Are you following me? And they will not even have the time to use their eyes to use the grid lines to trace the values. So first thing, we want to insert more grid lines to make this data more interpretable. So you go to add chart element, and then you open grid lines, and then you are going to see that it's already a primary horizontal line there. You are going to check on the primary vertical line. Can you see the difference? When I took my cursor there, can you see the difference? That you now see some lines from the top to the bottom this time around. Or the first two times it wasn't there. The first time it wasn't there. Can you see? There was no line from top to bottom. It wasn't there. But when I took my cursor there and I click on primary horizontal lines, now you can see them, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Good. I can go back and let me bolden this so that you guys will see this thing big, very big. I can go back there and then I go back to grid lines. I want to see the primary minor horizontal. So you now see the smaller lines there. It's becoming your physics, your class. And And then let's see minor. You can now see that. So it's now easy for us to make our count, to trace. But what if, the kind of people who are making the presentation of university tuition fees too, they are all wearing lenses like myself. They need to ask too many questions to be able to know the values. So we say, you know what, to make this easier on us, we want to insert the values on top of the universities. So we come over there, and then we have what is called data labels. So we are going to choose data labels, and we are going to put outside end. Can you see that now? So we now see 45 is written there, 50 is written, 55 is written, 150 is written, and 600 is written. Before, it wasn't there. So now when we are presenting this data to the stakeholders, they can now see clearly how much each of these universities are costing without having to ask us if we are not there. Guys, are you following me, please?
Yes, sir. We are with you, sir.
Yes.
All right. Now, something is missing. Who can tell me one thing that is missing? Something is missing on this chart. Who can tell me? Some of you that have been using charts, something is missing. I think we all understand how to insert a chart and how to insert grid lines. Do we all understand how to do that now?
Yes, sir.
All right, perfect. So now we are moving to the next thing. What is the next thing that's missing? Let me check the comment section. What is the next thing we need to insert in this chart to give it legend? Thank you, Chioma.
Legend, legend.
Legend. Please, so that legend is not the beer. Oh. It's not the beer. Because one drunkard where they sleep now go don't wake up thinking that we are distributing legend. We are not. Legend, Legend. It's not the beer, right? It is a feature in Microsoft Excel. So who can describe what legend is? I've already told you what is not. What is a legend? Anyone? What is a legend?
A legend is just I think the color code, the colors. That's a legend.
Okay, color code. Is it always color codes? Is it always color codes?
A summary of the
always color
description of
code.
the data.
What did you say? There's one English I heard now that is very good.
A summary of the description of the data.
Ah, Tracy, where have you been all my life? A summary of the description of the data. So you could have that summary either in colors, it could be in numbers, it could be in anything. Do you remember back then in your college or high school, they will tell you everywhere that is red stands for something. Anywhere you see green, it stands for another thing. Anywhere you see yellow, it stands for something else. Sometimes it's not going to be colors. Sometimes you'd say anywhere you see square, it stands for Nigeria. Anywhere you see triangle, it stands for Uganda. Anywhere you see circle, it stands for the US. Guys, do you understand me now? So it's not always colors, right? Thank you, Pearl. This is a good description too. Description of help to help one understand the chart. Legend is used for clarity. Ada, in what sense? Clarity is too ambiguous. Now, Chioma, this is good. Chioma, it's like this Chioma. I'm beginning to admire Chioma from afar. She's giving us back-to-back description of things here. Chioma says it's an explanatory guide that accompanies a chart or a graph. That's a good one. Chioma, what course did you study? I'm curious. Chioma, what course did you study? Good. The CAFO says your symbols representing the summary of individual columns. That's nice. Legend is the description of the chart for better understanding of the users. Thank you. Each time I hear users, marvelous. Have you worked in customer service before? Or you've been an executive assistant before? Language, guys, I pay attention to this because clearly I begin to study to know where some of you are coming from, because you can't hide where you're coming from. If someone who is a medical doctor is in this class, there's a way you answer questions. I know, okay, you are related to the medical field. And Sikak says annotations. This guy too like maths. Calculus. You must be STEM inclined, right? Let's see. Premium says it's similar to map reading. That's nice. Do you have any experience? Do you have any experience in the development sector? Or you've done any research before? Premium? I'm curious. So now that we all understand what a legend is, let's now go and insert one, because this is very important for this chart. So we go over there and look for legend, and you can see if you put one on the right, that is it right there. Okay, if you put one over here, it's at the top, over here, over here. So I always love mine to be at the right. So anytime you see the red color, you know that's the tuition fees. So that is the second thing that we're going to do in our chart. Of course, we forgot to rename our chart title. So we're going to come over here, remove the tuition fee, and put university fees, right? To rename our chart. Now, the next thing I want us to do is I want us to insert the text or a picture. So I'm going to go to the internet. Going to come online here. I'm going to download university, any picture at all. I'm going to click on images. So let's say I want to click on okay, I think let me see, save image. Click on save. Do I still have students in class, please? Because I can't see what's going on.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll follow you soon.
All right. So I want to now insert the university, the background of my chart. So I'm going to come here, click on picture. I'm going to click on insert from a file. You could get from online or from icons, wherever. But I want to get from a file because I just downloaded one now. And then I'm going to go to my downloads. And I'm going to click on, let's see, come up, let's see. Why is it not showing? Refresh. Oh, village people have done it. Oh, I didn't pay attention to where I saved the picture.
Exactly. We can search for it.
Yeah. I didn't pay attention to where I saved it.
That should be on documents.
Let me open my file, a file on Gedit. Those of you that are smart, as I'm doing this thing now, you're already doing it, so that if you have any question, you ask me. But I don't expect you are going to be in the premium group. I don't expect anyone to send me a message after class and be asking questions. Okay, I think it's not in a file type I can download or I can bring in. I have to go back and get a better file, the better file picture. Let me see. And it says save image. JPEG. So it's in my downloads, and then I click on save.
So I hope it's gonna now. Click on insert. All right, this one showed up. So the other one was not a file type, so you have to pay attention. So can you see that now? You brought it in, but again, we are not focused on the pictures. We are focused on the chart. But for some reason, we want the chart to give us a feel of a university. So we have to limit the transparency and make that picture to be less what it is, right? Something like that. And then let's say we want to make our I'm just going to shut up while I edit the rest of these things here. Let's say I want black. Good. Text outline. No, I don't need any outline. All these things I'm doing, these my students. Are they following me or some of them are lost?
Oh,
I'm
it
going
is,
to
sir.
change this to black, okay? Or let's say I want to change, increase the width, perfect, okay? I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put a solid line. I'm going to put my text option. I'm going to change it to black. Perfect. Then my university here, I'm going to do the same thing. Let's say I want to click on my text option. I want to change that one to, let's say, yellow. Okay, yellow is not going to be bright enough. I'm still going to leave it black. Perfect. Or what if I want to change this to another color? Change it to yellow. Perfect. Right? And I want to decrease the transparency. Right? Make it not too yellow, something like that. Right? And the one at the background there, I'm going to come over here and change it to, let's say, green. See? My title, I'm going to come over here and change the color to black. Okay. Let me change it to, let's say, red. Perfect. So how many of you knew you could do this with your charts? So your first assignment, which I take very serious, I'm going to write it down. All right. So step four, after you've inserted currency, insert a chart and format it. Okay, that's step four. So your first assignments, I'm going to write it down somewhere. I'm going to cancel this. Your first assignment is number one. Create a fictional data set of your choice. Number two, make it 4 columns. Number three, make it 4 columns. Format the charts, and by format the chart, I mean insert a photo, logo, legend, grid lines, uh, data labels, and trends. Please, have you copied that? Have you copied that? Hello, have you copied that?
Sir, we're almost done.
Yes,
Just go back a
You know,
little.
Are there any questions I need to address? Any questions,
Sir,
please?
go back to the assignment again. We are not done with it, sir. Please.
Okay. There are questions. Where did I get the format area from? Eunice, okay. How did I make the picture to be at the background? If the screen is not clear, I think we said you should change the setting of your YouTube, increase the resolution. I'm going through the questions, please. I'll share this. How to insert legend, okay. Okay. So, do you guys want me to have another example? Another example? Because I don't want to repeat what I just did now, but can I do another example?
Yes, sir. Another example is okay.
Sir, no
All
problem.
right.
If there is time on your own side, you can
another
do another
example
example. But
so
then
we
the
understand better.
assignment, if you can go back to it, let's copy it, finish, please.
Yes, this is the assignment. Somebody should copy it. Have you seen it?
So I have a question.
Yes, question.
The how did you come about? I don't, did you use trends in this example we just finished? Trends
No, I
and
didn't.
data label.
I use data labels, but I didn't use trends. I'll be talking about trends shortly.
Okay, thank you.
Let me know. Are we done copying the assignment, please? Let me move on.
For me, yes, sir.
All right. So now this is another example. Let's go back. Remember, we use university and tuition fees. So this time around, I'm going to use another thing. I'm going to use product and amount. And I'm going to use, this time, I'm going to use 3 columns, right? So I'm going to have product, and I'm going to have amount, and I'm going to have sales. Okay. Um, okay, not sales. Let me use cost price. Cost price. Please give me a list of products that you know quickly.
Books,
Okay. Keep listing them. Books.
books, pen,
Laptop.
laptop,
Phone.
Mhm. One. You don't
Power bank.
finish.
Jacket. Cap.
All right. Good. Thank you. So we can put random amounts, right? Just random values. And cost price, we can also put random values. Okay. And what else did I say we should do when we have numbers or amounts like this? What else?
If you inside currency,
Insert currency. Awesome. So I'm going to highlight this and insert currency. Let's say I want to
using
choose
the
any
account
of those
reference.
currency. Yes, I want to choose. I don't even know which country they look for like this. So,
So I use Naira now.
mm, thing don dey carry me go. I don't know. Okay, Nara, where are you? All right, so now we are done with this. I want to now visualize. Now, I want to tell you something about visualizing a data set that has more than three columns. You need to find out for yourself what is the primary column, primary, and what is the secondary column. Please write this down because I didn't want to talk about this. Primary column is a column that can stand on its own. In other words, it is what? Independent. Independent. And secondary column is a column primary equals to independent and secondary equals to dependent equals to dependent. So now look at these data sets. Product amount and cost price. Which of them do you think is independent? Can stand on its own?
The cost
Products.
price.
Products.
Okay,
Who
yes,
said cost?
product. Yes,
Who said
product.
cost? Who said
Product.
cost price?
Is a is a mistake, sir.
Okay, now let's look at this one. University and tuition fees. Which of them is a primary column?
University.
All right, awesome.
Yes.
So the reason is because anytime you want to visualize your data set, always ask yourself which column is going to be my x-axis and which one is going to be my y-axis. Should you want to visualize everything, always have it in mind at what is the column that should stand alone. For instance, everything here on this data set makes sense because there is a products column. True or false?
True.
True.
If you remove that product column and you see only amount and cost price, the next question anyone that is sensible is going to ask you is amount of what? Cost price of what? The same thing here. Tuition fees of what? Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Good. So that is why I can now choose to highlight my primary column and then look for any of the secondary columns and highlight, assuming I want to just show the two. So I want to go product against cost price. So I'm going to press my control key down and then highlight this one together. Can you see that? Now I go to my insert menu and I want to insert a column, any of these charts, right? Want to insert this one. So can you see it now? So let me say I want to drag this down, 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 down. Now let's start editing it. Those who have questions, please pay attention. What was the first thing we did? So this time around, I want to I want to rename my title. Want to rename it to what? What am I going to call this stat?
Product versus cost price.
Okay, correct. Products versus cost price. Okay. You can also say product price, product stroke cost price, whatever. And what is the first thing that we need to do? What was the first thing? You could change colors if you don't like this color, right? That's the you could look at the colors. Do you love them? You could scroll down. You could change the colors. You understood to this point, right? You could also check the chat. Do you love it? You can also do what? You can change it. Okay. Say you want to change it to this one or any of these, like you can change it, right? Right. So you come over here. They already inside n, but what if you can take it outside? Meaning you want to see the numbers at the top, right? You want to see all these numbers or at the top. So outside n, that's what it means. The legend, you come over here and you want to see them to the right. Now you can see your cost price. And you want to see your legend, sorry, your grid lines, you want to see the minor that's now showing, and you also want to see the major and the minor rather. So if you zoom out, you can see the rest of everything that you've done. So we want to insert the picture. So when you want to click on the body of your chart, I don't know what version of Excel you're using, but I encourage you to update your version of Excel so that you can follow this. Sometimes when you go to your chart design, I don't know what you are seeing. For me, I see chart design and format. What are you guys seeing on yours? Is it the same thing, chart design and format?
Uh,
Is it the same thing on your Excel version? Hello?
yes, yes.
Okay. So that's it. And if it's the same thing, then we can proceed. But if it's not the same thing, simply look for where you can format your chart title and things like that. So now this is my chart area, right? This is my chart area, format chart area. For those of you that don't see this, all you need to do is just right click and click on format chart area. You will see it. Right click on the body of your chart and then click on format chart area. You still see all of these things come up here. But since I already have it here, I'm going to go to where you have that paint icon, which is the fill and line. Then click on picture or text fill. When you click on picture or text view, you see I already had a picture there that I had imported for the other chart. So it felt okay, it's like you need the same picture. But if I want to change it, I can come over here and click on insert, click on from a file, which takes me to my laptop. And then I'm going to look for any product at all, any of my product pictures. Let me see. I don't know. I don't want to open some of these. Okay, let's say I want to insert this. Yeah, and then I have that kind of thing at the background, like a skull showing something. But again, you see that my chart is still very faint. So you would have to like still work on it. So by working on it means you can click on the body of your chart and then you can click on solid line. When you go to your border, you can click on solid line. You can change it to like black and you can increase the width. Okay, you see that is increasing. Guys, are you following me, please? You
Yes,
can
sir.
come over
Yes, sir.
here, click on your anything you click is going to highlight, right? This is now my columns. So I'm going to go over here and let's say for my columns, I need a solid fill. Okay, can you see? It's now showing a solid fill, right? I can change that to another color here by putting green. See that? Or putting yellow. So everything that is important, is for you to sit down and begin to, so if you want only the text options, right? you need to now sit down and begin to play around some of these things that I'm teaching you. When you insert a chart, try to find out how can you play around them. How can you improve your charts so that they don't just look bland, like, you don't know what you're doing. So I can click on everything and just edit them one after the other. For my title, I can do the same thing. For my title, I can even like put a pattern instead and then choose any of these patterns. See that? And then for the background of my pattern, I can choose maybe blue, right? Yeah, choose blue. Then the foreground, I could choose yellow. Okay, solid line. Perfect. Can you see how I have beautified the chart? Can you see how I've beautified my chart? So choose between this one, assuming that background is a product, between this one and the chart that was looking so empty. Which one do you think, if you are making a presentation, people would admire it the most? Which one do you think?
This one.
All right, click. Can now come over here and format chart area. Like I told you, once you highlight it, everything else will come up. And then I want to change it to like change this to black. Perfect. Please, we are done with charts. Any question? No question. So I need you guys to figure out if you want to look at trend lines. Let's take, for instance, what is the highest amount that a university have paid here for university fees? What's the highest amount?
$600.
$600.
Yeah.
$600, right? So you can see that there's a trend that shows an upward curve from 45 to 50 to 55 to 150 to all the way to 600. So if I made $300 from selling a particular product in 2020, and then I made $300 from selling that same product in 2021. In 2022, I made $500. Now in 2023, I made $600. In 2024, I am running into $800. Is this business growing or not? Hello, is this business growing or not? Do I still have people on online?
You didn't get your figures.
We are with you, sir, but it seems
Tracy, are you okay? Tracy, are you still here?
Yes, yes, sir. We didn't get your figures.
The question is, if I made $200 in 200 in in 2020, and I made 300 in 2021, I made 400 in 2022, I made 600 in 2023. Is that business growing or not?
It's yes, it is.
of course it's growing.
It's growing.
It's growing.
Now, I can recommend that given the growth of this business, I can forecast that in the next 10 years, this business is going to grow even 10 times better, isn't it?
That's true.
Now, I need to ask you guys a very funny question now. Let me use Tracy. Can I use you as an example?
Yes, sir.
Are you single or married or something else?
Married.
Okay. Chidima, what about you?
I'm single.
Let me use Chidima. Mr. Joseph, what about you? Where is this guy? Okay, he left.
I'm here, sir. So I asking
Are you
if
married or
I'm married.
are you married
I'm
or
married.
single?
I'm married, sir.
Good, 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 good. So Chidima, let's look at you. Should I use you as an example?
So go ahead.
Use you as a touching point to all the single people that are listening. Now let's assume that you are in a relationship with a guy, and first week of your relationship, he gets angry and gives you a slap. And the end of that month, he also got angry and gave you a slap. In fact, every month you will receive like slap twice a month. So you're already maybe in the third month, you would even be expecting a slap on Sunday because now Sunday the thing they always happen. Chidima, is it possible that when you get married to this person, that the data of slapping you every month is going to change? Is it possible? Looking at the data, leave God out of it, Chidima.
It's not possible. It's likely going to increase from slap to something else.
Exactly, exactly. So as a data analyst using Microsoft Excel, we can agree that if you receive slap twice a month when you are single, when you marry, the slap would build. There is a forecast of efficiency of slaps. Can we agree?
Yes, sir.
It's just like when you have a friend that is a thief, and Joseph and the rest of you. When you have a friend that is a thief, this guy have been stealing from secondary school, entered university or college, and is still stealing. And then this person, all of a sudden, wants to now propose and marry your sister. Mr. Joseph, what will be your first instinct? Do you think that we should organize a family meeting or family deliverance service to change him because he's going to marry our sister, or we can rely on the data to say that he, you know, he's going to steal your sister's children this time around? What are we going to rely on?
Of course, we will rely on data. And much
So
why we will not allow him personally to marry my daughter, my sister.
you can imagine. So it's the same thing, right? Right now, all of you are in this class trying to learn Microsoft Excel. There is nothing on earth that can bring you here if you were not convinced that you are building a data for a forecast of a future you want to see, isn't it? Maybe the focus of your objective of your own future is you want to improve rather the outcome of whatever work you are doing. If you are a teacher, for instance, you want to introduce Microsoft Excel to your fellow teachers so that they stop marking papers manually and wasting time and suffering as a result. You want them to be able to automate their tasks, right? You want them to be able to use the system that is in school, isn't it? So if that is the objective while you are in this class, then good. Now, if your objective here is because you want to master Excel in order to apply for a job, right, as a data entry specialist, so that is a forecast, right? Every single reason why you guys are here is because you have already have in your mind a forecast. Do you understand me? So some of you in the comment section, you are saying he will change. I'm saying no problem. Oh, God is a miracle worker, but I would always depend on data every time. Now, even if you want to change from being
from being a slapper a slapper to a gentleman. Or these days women also slap, especially those that are trying to be 100% masculine. Anyway, they also slap. Oh. Their women slap 9 day 9, that one their own forecast they enter 30 years, 20 years. So as I was saying, you can actually change if you are the abusive person. But again, when someone comes and say, "Oh, baby, Chidima, I'm so sorry. I'm a changed man now," and the person will start crying and kneeling down, and Chidima will say, "Oh my God, sorry. I understand. You're not supposed to cry. I love you too. No, you know what? You know what? I forgive you. I know. I understand. You are not going to slap me again. You are not." Now today, that guy, they beg you, say, no go slap you. Sunday like this, you mistakenly drop his phone. The slap where he go slap yourself, you go think say is this the person that was asking for my forgiveness just last night? So as a data analyst, like from my personal experience in life, trying to understand data and even trying to see how I could manipulate data. I always tell people, don't believe what everyone says, but try to understand what new data is this person trying to give me, right? I give you one last example. That's a friend of mine who was a very good smoker, abused drugs a lot of times, and he was an addict, right? But there is something he loved more. When he went to visit a medical doctor, and the medical doctor was also a therapist. We asked him, why is it difficult for you to stop smoking even when you know your health is in jeopardy? And he said, well, he just can't. That if he wants to stop, he just sees himself going right back. The doctor now says, you know what is it you love the most? What is it you are afraid of losing the most? And he thought about it and said, it's my daughter. I love my daughter so much. I'm so afraid of losing her. Ever since we lost the mother, she's been my world. I don't see anything, I want to hurt her and things like that. And then um, he now told the guy, you know what? Next time you are coming for a session, before I give you the medicine or whatever they were trying to recommend to him, I would love to see your daughter. Good enough, the daughter was just outside waiting for the dad. So he said, okay, my daughter is outside. I was like, all right, come in, come in. Then he came in and sat down. And then the doctor left the father and started talking to the daughter of this man. Say, this is what your dad is going through. He loves you so much, but do you want to lose your dad? And she said no. And he turned to the man and said, do you want to lose your daughter? Do you want to die and allow your daughter to be, just move around? He said no, that he was afraid. And that was the answer, right? He had to force himself to stop smoking because he didn't want to lose the daughter, and there was no one to take care of the daughter except himself. So I always do tell people, using this example and life experience, I tell them it's not enough to say you want to change. What new data are you presenting? Right? If you want to stop doing anything, what new trend? And that takes me back to class. What new trend are you presenting? So I'm going to share, and I'm not going to do this for you now. I'm going to drop it as an example. Okay. Let me know if you can see my screen. What new trend are you representing or replacing with your new data?
You can see your screen.
All right. So um, anytime you see a trend line like this, is this variable? Is it progressing or not? Is this progressing or not?
It's
Is this a
progressing.
progress or not?
Yes, it
It's
is.
progressing. Good.
Yes.
So we can say that this is +1. This is a linear trend that is plus 1. So anytime you see a trend that is moving from zero or from any variable, vertical variable, and moves all the way to the top, we say that it is positive. Now let's look at this one. Now, is this one progressing or not? Is this particular one, is it progressing or not?
No, it's not.
No,
It's not. What is it?
It's
declining.
declining.
It's declining. Okay. What is the right word for it? So
In
we have regression.
retrogress.
A negative progression.
Yeah, it's a negative progression. Thank you very much. So it's a negative. So because if you look at this chart, it's telling you units sold and the list price. It means that the lesser the price, the more you sell, isn't it? The
Yeah.
more the price, the less you sell. Can you see that? That is why somebody who was selling, someone can sell something five, if the product is $5, you see, you'll be able to sell 10,000 units of that product because it's $5 and 10,000 people can afford it. But when once you start increasing the price of that product, you begin to see fewer and fewer persons begin to purchase the product. Is there any product you can give me an example? You stopped buying that product when it became more expensive. Any an example?
Indomie. Indomie.
In Indomie, okay. Indomie babies. I wonder what is happening to them right now.
They are
Oh, they
not feeling fine.
I'm going to cook Indomie for my boyfriend. What the heck are you cooking now, please? Now receive Gary. So there is also another trend line that is zero. Trying to see if I can see that example and show you. Zero trend lines. Okay, let me just type it. Zero trend line. Zero trend lines. Exactly. So you are okay. You guys are. I wanted to say you'll be learning this in your Power BI class, but this is just Excel class. Can you see this thing? I wanted to say you'll be learning how to draw it to create a forecast of a trend line in Power BI. Can you see this thing? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You see this place that is darkened, right? From yellow down.
Yes.
Right, that is a forecast. It's a software. Power BI is a visualization software that can make forecasting possible. You see, these guys were making this money, and then it was dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. It went all the way. So by forecast, we are also saying that, you know what, it's going to go all the way down. Can you see? It's automatically created in this software. Anyway, that's by the way. Um, where is the zero trend line? I just want to show you what it looks like. Okay, this is not a good example to use Forex, but you see that line at the middle. Can you see that line at the middle? Any line you see being drawn from one end of the vertical line to the other end, a straight line is a zero line on trend. Please write some of the things down, and I need you to research on how you can and how all of this means. Okay, yeah. So it's 5 minutes above the time now. These are some of the types of trend lines that are available. So, any question on what we've treated today so far? So I hope you've learned something today. You know what the primary column means.
You know what the secondary column means. You know what data set, variables, character, array. You have been asked to find out what all of those means. You all know the steps to editing, inserting a text, a chart, and then finally, um, inserting pictures and manipulating your charts. And then you have been given an assignment to work on today. Any question? Any question on this?
Good
Sir,
morning.
please, how do we submit the assignment?
How do we what?
Submit the
Please
assignment.
submit it to our Slack channel or submit it to our the Telegram group. We'll take note of all those that have submitted their assignments. Okay. So in your next class, Ms. Chidima will be continuing with transpose,
So there's a
sort,
question for you in
filter,
the comments.
tables, and then I will just continue with all of that. Before I address the question, like I did mention the last time, the premium group is only for a selected number of people. We don't take above 100 because we don't want to, we want to be able to take care of people, right? We don't want so many people in the group. And what are some of the benefits of the premium group? Some of the benefits include getting materials from us. We've not sent any material except the one you are using to practice, but there are free textbooks we are going to be sending. That's the first one. Unlimited resources, right? To our materials. We can always send you when we have when we have interviews, when we have events, when we have job openings. You will be in a group where we can send all of that to you. And of course, access to recordings. We are not going to be sending recordings to everyone. We're not going to be sending recordings to just everyone from next week because we don't want people to abuse the opportunity and they'll be like, I'm not going to attend class, but I'll listen to the recording. So this is a free, I've spent like 2 hours today talking about our session. And then you would also have opportunity to ask questions and get your responses in that premium group. And those in the premium group can also request for an extra class with me to clarify any assessment or project issues that you may have. And there is also an opportunity to intern with the health techies or any company we can recommend for you in the future. And sure, you can have a right to request a recommendation letter from us for any purpose. You want to travel, you want a job, anything at all. We can't give that to just anyone who joins our free sessions. We don't owe you to spend so much resources on that. And of course, finally, you get awarded a recognized certificate of completion of your course with us to show that you understand Microsoft Excel, and you would have to submit your projects and assessments to be considered for that. So yes, please, Chidima, help me read the questions. I hope there is no. Let me drop the link. Let me drop the link to that premium group right now with you. Please, 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 only 100 people, and we are ending that registration today. Tomorrow I'm going to work and I will not have the time to be confirming anything. So after class, please get in and we close it by today. Any
A
question,
question
please?
in the comment section. Somebody, Paul is asking, in the second example where we use the product, amount, and price, but he said we use three columns but two for the chart. That how does it go about using products and amounts, and is it possible to use three columns in a chart?
It's possible to use three columns in a chart, but not all charts can take three columns. You have to try that on your own, right? What was the other question?
Annie is asking how to insert pictures.
I mean, you have to watch the recording again. I've explained that like 2 times. What's the
Then
recording you?
Ovi is asking, can we get a video of the classes?
Sure. For yesterday, there's the recorded session. For today, there will be a recorded session. Next week, Saturday, the class is still free to attend, guys. We don't want to disenfranchise anyone from joining the premium group or joining the class, right? Class is still free to attend. The only problem is that you must be in the live session to ask all of these questions. Please, if I check my WhatsApp and I see that there is someone asking me a question and I check you are not in the premium group, I'm not going to attend to you. But if you want me to attend to you, attend your classes on Saturdays and on Sundays, okay? Because my time is precious. You guys already know I'm working and I'm doing so many things. So many things.
Premium is asking, what version of Excel are you using?
I don't even know, but I think it's one of the latest version, 2019 or so.
Can somebody use Google Sheets to also practice with?
No. Don't use Google Sheets. Use your Excel. Google Sheet is you need an understanding of Excel to be able to use your Google Sheets.
The last question is, how much is the premium group? How much is premium price? How can one get into premium?
I think that's for those outside Nigeria and everywhere else, you could check the link. I don't know what the currency is like, but for those who are in Nigeria, it is come on, guys, 7 weeks being and having all of these benefits for only 10,005. It's not something you should joke with. That is the most affordable, the cheapest shit you can get out there. And we are closing that thing today because we don't want people to distract us at the end of the day, saying that, yeah, that is it. And we'll close the registration today. If you have any concern, please, you can send those concerns to me.
That the link is not clickable.
You can copy that thing and put it in your browser. I'm going to drop it in the comment section shortly after the class. Any other question, please?
No, no other question.
Any
That's
other
all.
question?
No other questions.
All right. All right, guys. So thank you so much for hopping on the call today. See you on Saturday by 12 p.m. WAT and on Sunday again by 2 p.m. WAT. I hope you learned something today, guys. If you did, you can drop in the comment section that you did. Please try to register with the link that Kasurat, our virtual assistant, dropped in the group so that we can always be sending you inf- information about any of our webinars, our trainings, and things like that. We always have some of them free, some interviews we have so that you can go and talk about. Tracy, thank you so much. I see only Tracy learned something. The rest of you now no learn anything, Abby. Victoria, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you too. And yeah, happy new month. I didn't wish you guys happy new month yesterday. May you march into success. Amen. Thank you guys. Thank you. See you on Saturday.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, sir. Okay.